Good morning and welcome to the Matthew Wolfman podcast. And this morning, I think I'll be talking about what you believe in. That's it. What standing close to what you believe in, or rather, yeah, let's so what am I trying to say here? What you believe in, how much risk are you willing to take? How much risk are you willing to take in order to move forward with something that you believe in? And this comes off of, there's been lots of things recently that I've been observing about myself and others, and generally, I find that I run up against a lot of brick walls. I'm pushing up against a lot of brick walls, or rather, So as I'm moving forward with things, I feel like you know what? Sorry, it's so bizarre how kind of things come together. I'll get to that in a second. How things kind of come together in to help you through life. So I've recently, or over the past few months, I've been moving forward with things, and you hit these brick walls, and it's like it's either a financial brick wall, or it's a cultural brick wall, or it's a God knows, it's a person brick wall. You can't do this. Well, you're not allowed to do that. The rules say you have to adhere to this. Get in line, or you're out. Or you're out. Get in line. Not literally, someone saying that, but that's essentially kind of in the message that you get if you're trying to do something different or something new, something novel. It's like, well, that's different. That makes me feel uncomfortable. Oh, I don't like that. Get back in line. Get back in line with everyone else. And it's really interesting, like observing when you've got an idea to do, on how to do something, and you come up against so much resistance from whoever it is. And I've been really letting it beat me up recently, like really beat me up and get me down. It's like, is there something wrong with me? Or is there something wrong with the environment that I'm in? Like, where's the problem here? Why am I coming up against so much resistance with a particular thing? And coming back to what I was saying earlier about how it's so strange that that things kind of happen in a sequence in your life. So I've had this kind of like scratching my head moment over and over and over again recently. Like, why am I getting so much resistance to this? Why am I getting no, can't do that. And then when I listened to a podcast with Andrew Huberman and I can't pronounce his second name, Mark. It's not Anderson, and Ennison. I can't pronounce his second name. I'm really sorry to him. I'm very sorry for not being able to pronounce your second name. So they were talking about entrepreneurs, and I don't consider myself an entrepreneur at the moment. I'm in a 9-to-5 job, happily trundling away, Happy. Trundling away with my 9 to 5 job. But I do feel like even if you're in a 9 to 5 job, you can still have an entrepreneurial spirit. And you can have an entrepreneurial spirit about anything. Like if you want to make a change and do something different and you believe in an idea, then absolutely you can pursue that idea wherever you're at and in whatever environment you're at. And as they were talking about characteristics of true pioneers, true entrepreneurs. And one of the characteristics is just, it's not a specific characteristic. It's kind of like an overarching willingness and belief. When you have an idea for something, like you believe in it so much, and you understand the detail behind it. You understand this vision with so much clarity. Like it just makes perfect sense in your head. There's no doubt. There's no, well, I suppose I was going to say there's no criticism, but you're in this position, you're probably your own worst critic. But you go through that critique. Why? Yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. This absolutely makes sense to me. So you believe so much in this idea that when you promote it to the world, all you get is hate, doubt. No, don't do that. Oh, that goes against the grain. Shouldn't do that. That upsets people. That's going to make someone uncomfortable. Shouldn't do that. Okay, then, so you're getting hit with can'ts, shouldn'ts, won'ts. And this is coming back to what I was saying earlier. It's like, feels like you're just getting hit with all of these things. Slap, 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 slap. And it gets you, and it beats you down, beats you back down into convention. Get back down, get in your hole, sit there, be quiet, get on with it that you're meant to be getting on with. But the true characteristics of these pioneers is that they, in spite of all that doubt, they will rise up and they will fly above the crowd and make them see this vision. Say make. They will fly so high with their ideas that it'll just become so obvious to the people around them that this idea was something that was worth doing. They just couldn't see it. They could not see it. But you believed in it so much that you were willing to fly so high and risk it all to get up there. And then it allowed people to see your vision, to realise your vision. And that's how big things change the world. But getting up that high and allowing people to see your vision and to realise your vision, you're just getting slapped. Bish, bash, bosh, bish. No. And it was just really refreshing to hear them talk about like the fact that these like the true entrepreneurs and the true kind of pioneers, they thrive on these no's, on this criticism, and there's one thing in this podcast which is like which is quite made me smile. It's like getting punched. They're saying it's like getting punched in the face over and over and over again until you start to like the taste of your own blood. I don't know, that's quite a grim thing to say or to hear, but I think it really made me smile, because it's like, instead of just feeling like, God, I'm getting beaten up every time I have an idea for something, I'm just getting beaten up from whichever angle. And I'm not just talking about work. I'm talking about just generally. Like when you have an idea, it might be your own critique. It might be like your own internal voice. Like, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that. There's always a million reasons not to do something. Your brain telling you, no, no, no. It's like, bash, 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 bash. Don't do this, don't do this. That's too risky. Oh, just get back in bed. That's easier. And, and like I say, in spite of all of that, you still rise up. It's a part of the process. You thrive on it. You enjoy it. You learn from it. And that's something that I'm definitely going to be taking forward. And I'm not going to let that part of the process interfere with any visions that I have for my future. So it's like when you start to come up against that resistance, it's like, okay, instead of putting up a shield of armor and resisting it, saying, no, 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 I don't want to have that. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear the doubters. I don't want to hear the haters. It's just about opening up and embracing the hate. Embrace the hate. Embrace the doubt. Bring it in. If people want to have a punch, let them have a punch. Feed off it. Feed off it. Grow off it. Get stronger off it. Stay true to your vision. Stay true to your vision. Stay true to your truth. Stay true to what you believe in. And push forward regardless of everything else. So that's made me really happy today. That's made me really, really happy. And it's difficult. It's been difficult to articulate this in this video because this is just like so fresh in my mind. It's so fresh. And I'm just kind of like getting my head around what this means for me going forward. What does this mean for me? And it's not about, so yeah, let's explore it a little bit more. It's not about, you know, there will be, let's take an example. Something simple. I want to build a shelf for my wall. Well, you shouldn't build a shelf because it's ugly. And you shouldn't build a shelf. So you got two people say, you shouldn't build a shelf because it's ugly. And you shouldn't build a shelf because your landlord won't permit it. So let's take those two examples. You shouldn't build the shelf because it will be ugly. Okay. You think it will be ugly. But do you understand my vision for that shelf? Do you understand what I will be building? How I'm going to be building it? What the end result will look like? Do you share my concept? Can you envision the same thing that I'm envisioning? And probably person B, the doubter, doesn't quite understand your vision for the shelf. Doesn't get it. And their general comment of, it will be ugly, is a subjective is a subjective observation, or rather comment that that yeah, it could cast doubt in your mind, and it could be like, oh yeah, maybe it will be, maybe it will be, maybe it will be. And if you don't believe in it, if you don't believe in the shelf, then that comment could have just been like, end of that. And you will never know whether that shelf was ugly or whether it was amazing. It just got cut off because of someone else's vision for that shelf. And they didn't put as much thought into that shelf as you did. They just took your concept at face value, made their own assessment, and judged it according to their life experiences up to that point. So is that a reason not to do something? In my opinion, no. You build the shelf. And yeah, fair enough, it might look ugly at the end, but you carry on regardless. Because I don't think that's a good reason not to build something. Now there's another side of this. You shouldn't build that shelf because the landlord won't allow it. Okay, that's a good bit of feedback. There are reasons why this would be a bad idea. Tangible reasons based on fact. You shouldn't do this because of this reason, and this is the impact that it will have on your life. So that enables you to make a more informed decision about why you're not doing something. So coming back to what we were saying earlier, this is about wading through the noise and getting feedback. Now you might still decide that the shelf is a good idea, in spite of the fact that it might upset the landlord. But then again, this comes down to rules. The rules in the tenancy agreement say that you are not allowed to put up shelves. Perhaps you can see beyond the tenancy agreement. And actually this shelf would improve not just my experience in life, but it will improve the experience of everyone that comes into this place in the future, including tenants, future tenants, and the landlord themselves. And your vision for this shelf has improved the lives of not just yourself, but many people, many people in the future because of this one shelf. And you could see that. You could see it without any shadow of a doubt, in spite of the rules, in spite of what the paper said, in spite of the doubters and the haters that were saying that it would be ugly, and the rules say that you're not allowed to put a shelf up. But your belief in that shelf has changed the lives of others for many, many years to come. So, yes, I do want to put up a shelf. I'm looking at a shelf right now that I want to put up. So, I can definitely ask myself that question today. Will I put up the shelf? Or will I read the tenancy agreement that says no shelves? But I think you get my point. Hopefully you get my point. So yeah, really exciting times. Really exciting to embrace the challenge of life. Really exciting to embrace the doubt, the hate, the can'ts, the won'ts, the shouldn'ts. Embrace them not as blockers, not as blockers to what you believe in, but they're just part of the process. It's all part of the process. And it's all great practice for communicating as well. Having fun communicating with people turning people around, changing ideas. That's a great thing as well. I don't understand your idea. I don't understand the shelf. Let me show you. Let me sit down and I'll talk you through my vision. 2 hours later, when you finish talking about the shelf, not only is that person on board and they're building their own shelf in the same style in their house, but they're talking to their friends about the shelf and where the idea for the shelf came from. And then they're telling their friends about the shelf. And before you know it, everyone's got a shelf in their house. And they're all singing the praises of the idea of the shelf because it was a great idea that could have been snuffed out within a second, but it didn't. And it became the greatest shelf ever made. And we will finish on that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. And if you do like this video, please drop a like on it. It boosts my confidence in producing more of these videos. And yeah, so it's just a little kind of dopamine kick for myself. So that would be nice. And if you do disagree with anything in this video, or you want to drop a comment about anything at all, please do. That'd be awesome. Be good to read them. And yeah, have a great day. Have a great time experiencing the debate, experiencing the exploration of ideas, experiencing what you believe in, finding what you believe in, finding your truth. Yeah, it's all awesome. Right, and I will speak to you all very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.